I was mesmerized by what I saw when the young people, when they work 80, 90, 100 hours a week. And I wasn't sure if that's the way to live. And then I was talking with Erika, who sounded very artistic and humane and soft, but very strong-willed to help her man. You know, stand by your man. And that's the thing that I was thinking about, like these values of our Nordic way of looking at life and America. And how do they correlate, if they do? And it was very interesting, and we ended up talking about that for weeks and weeks, diving into that topic of the mentality of hard work, and is that in itself a value? And I think that we got it on the tape.
This is for Erika and also for Heli, but Erika, did you start the process, when did you start the process of really creating the documentary and then starting?
I graduated from master's degree and from Sweden, and then I moved back to Finland. And back at the time, Kalle just told me that he came up with this idea of making world's best instant coffee, and he was working at coffee shop Siili in Käpylä, where that is founded by Katarina Fake and Juri Engeström. So he got into contact with them, and they also got excited about the product. So then Kalle told me that, okay, I'm moving to San Francisco to set up a startup, and I was like, damn, like, okay, I guess I'm moving too, but I don't know how that works, but I know my protagonist, and I'm already calling him a protagonist. I wasn't making the film at the time, but I had just graduated from film production, a degree. So I decided I am going to follow the story with my camera. I am going to, because I'm going to be sitting there next to him all the time. So eventually something is going to happen, because I know his personality, and yeah, he is a charismatic person. So I was like, I am just going to try out if this would end up being something, and it did.
So thank you so much, Erika and team. And Erika, thank you so much for letting all of us so close to your story and to this phase of yours and Kalle's life. So it's really amazing. But for you as a film maker, the maker behind this documentary, what was the hardest thing for you?
The hardest thing was to shoot the struggle, I guess. And I really tried to capture it in this film, but really getting close to Kalle and the struggle between him and Josh was difficult. And also I was shooting my collapses in my mental health, but we didn't have enough minutes and seconds in the film to put it in there, but I hope that you got my emotions and my mental status that I was in. Shooting a film about the love of your life is pretty tough. Yeah, if you decide to be a filmmaker, you can't be there and help. You are following them with the camera, so that was really tough to decide whether you want to be the wife or the filmmaker, and I was struggling between that.
I'm just wondering, what did you learn in terms of filmmaking through this journey? Because as far as I know, this is your first full feature documentary. So what did it teach you?
Yes, so I graduated from production, but then I ended up directing, shooting, recording the sound, and also I edited a short version of this film for Wiley, like within 2 years since I began the process. So I also edited the film, and there's Mikko in the audience who helped me generously with the script. I admit that I'm not the best scriptwriter, so luckily I got Heli on board to help me with that. But I did so many roles by myself, and like as Kalle describes, this was kind of my own startup because I was hands-on in so many roles. And yeah, this taught me so many things about production and getting financed and pitching your ideas, so many levels that I am so happy that I made it. And yes, it's really truly vulnerable, and actually I don't know which part scares me the most, because I've like put myself so entirely on uncomfort zone all the time. So yeah, I feel pretty fearless. Try to
One
touch me,
additional
my sensitive part. Yeah.
mini question after that. So after going through this, well, not alone, but you know, doing quite many things yourself, is it gonna make your next project easier, or did it become even a more scary monster?
It's definitely going to make my next project easier. I know.
That's what you think.
I'm pretty sure because I was also present in the editing, and as I was following the work of our amazing editor, I realized what kind of footage we need, what kind of emotions and events. And I've learned my strengths and my weaknesses, so I'm much better at hiring the kind of people that I need in my production next time.
Erika was making her first film, and I take it that you have been in the field for some time. So how was it working with Erika? Who's kind of new and green.
I think it was super easy, and she's really talented, and she really knows what she wants. So it's actually I've worked with a lot harder directors, most of them. Like yeah, that's the easiest thing. I think she really knows what she wants. So it's super easy for me, at least. And I think.
Yeah, I must say the same. I feel for us it was pretty interchangeable. Wherever she would say, "Oh, what to do about this," I would be like, "Hey, how about we take it this way?" And then the other way around. So we just catch where the other one stumbles. It felt so organic. I think she has this quality which is very, very rare to see in a first-time film director. She's not nervous. She's so calm. She's just resting on that energy, and she allows the story to take you. She's not trying to manipulate or force it to anywhere. And that's where you just sort of let it unravel, and it was super, super easy to work with Erika. I just really enjoyed it immensely. I think it was one of the best ever work experiences I've had.
It was really nice to see you.
Yeah.
Erika, you were a nice character to watch, and that's also quite a remarkable thing when you step as a director in the front of the camera.
I don't know, how did it feel to shoot the wedding, for example?
It was really interesting because in the beginning, I'm going to a project that is about coffee, and then that's what I thought, and it ended up being completely different. And all these, like when I started on the project, everything was like that was like the highest point. Like they're just getting the money and like everything's going really well, and then it starts to kind of crumble. And there's every time I called her, or she called me, and then they're like, "Now we're gonna shoot this." And I was like, "What?" It's always something happening. So yeah, it definitely wasn't boring. It was super exciting because every time we were shooting, there's something new happening. Oh, you're getting married? Oh, okay. Oh, he got fired from his own company? Oh, wow. I saw the film happening live in front of me. So yeah, it was super fun.
I want to know when was the point that because there's always in projects you start going you continue doing it or then you stop. When was your point in that film that you went all the way through?
It wasn't clear that I'm going to make the feature version. First, I made the short one because when I graduated from Sweden, I was Erika the nobody because I didn't know anyone from the film industry. I didn't have a project. I was calling production companies and producers saying, "Hi, I'm Erika. I have an idea." And they were like, "Oh, send me the synopsis so I know what's happening in the industry." I was like, "Okay." So I made the short version for Wiley. I got financing for that, and after that, when I went to meet this Erkko Lyytinen, who is a film commissioner at Wiley, and he told me that he's going to give me this development grant if I get the team on board. So after that, I was like asking myself a couple times if I really want to make it, because I knew that it's going to be another story and stuff is going to happen like big time, and I wasn't sure if I'm emotionally ready. I was ready as a filmmaker, but I was asking myself personally if I'm able to do that. But then I found Jussi. We went to we had a meeting, and you were like, yes, of course, I'm on board. And then we got a sound engineer, also such a nice person, and Heli. And I was like, okay, well, I want to work with nice people, and I got some money, so that was like, no point of returning after that.
Usually when you're filming other people, you show them the film after editing, and they want to cut away all the masterpieces, you know. How was it with you? Because you were also, how did you negotiate with yourself?
I didn't really need to negotiate with myself. I had agreed the emotional contract with myself while I was making these very emotional video diaries. But what I was more nervous about was showing the film for the first time to Kalle. And actually he had just like 2 or 3 requests, and they were all about the law and the rights, about some topics that I couldn't speak about. But otherwise he was like, he wanted me to make a story that has something to say and that really shows the downs and couple ups. And he got it, and yeah, I was just really glad that after he saw the rough cuts, that he saw that it's a realistic portrait of himself. So I was really happy with that.
So we wish you all the best luck and all the blessings from
Thank
the
you.
skies. Okay.
Thank you so much.